Hey guys, hi everybody. Thank you for watching this live stream. Thank you. Every Wednesdays, we go live to talk about building in Ghana and who can you trust. And we have a visitor, Kwabena Enim. He comes on and come and tell us how you can save building in Ghana. So as I'm waiting for him and I'm waiting for people to join us, if you want to join us on the screen, you can join us anytime. Kwabena is here. And hi, Kwabena.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well. Okay, so I am going to post I'm going to share the chat again in case somebody wants to join us.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so it seems 3 people are watching us right now. And if you are watching us, can you please say hi to us and tell us where you are watching us from? And if you want to join us, we can add you on by radio, or if you want to show on the screen, we can put you up. So please say hi to us. So last week we were talking about how to save, and you did talk about a whole lot of things, how to, from stages of building, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think we should talk about my house until somebody comes on, and then we will, yeah, we don't want to start without them, right? Then we have to start over again and tell them what you said before. So what do you think about my house now? Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I did watch it. It's coming up great. It's already taking shape.
You
It's
like
already
it?
taking shape. Yeah, I like
See
it.
how big it is? Remember I was telling you it's a big house.
Yeah. It is. It's a very big house.
Yeah. Hello? Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah. So I think 3 people, including you.
Yes.
Somebody say hi to us, please. Who is this? Who are the 2? We are family here, so you want to know who is on.
I think there's Yao, there is Lawrence Cole, and
Oh, you can see them. I can't see anybody. All right, so you want to start?
come again.
Do you want to start now?
4 people now. Oh, can I up my audio? Okay. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me now.
Oh, I hear you, but somebody said they can't hear you.
Yes, somebody says he cannot hear me. So, Lawrence, let me know if you can hear me now.
Are they chatting?
Yeah, they are commenting. Okay.
I don't see any
It's not
comment
showing
here. I
anymore.
don't see any chat.
No, you should see it on the Facebook page.
Oh, are we on Facebook?
Sorry, the YouTube page. You should go to your YouTube page. You'll see. the comments over there.
Oh. Oh. So are we? So I can go on YouTube page and stream over there?
No, you can go there and see what's happening.
Okay. Let me see.
Yes.
Let me see. Oh, you see, I am a country woman. I have no idea this is going on. Let me see. So should I go back? Oh, you see, I am a country woman. I have no idea this is going on.
You need to mute one.
Oh, now I see it. Now it's here.
Okay.
Lawrence.
Yeah. Okay. So I think let's start.
Oh, Kwabena, somebody was saying that. Why are you laughing? Why are you making that face?
No, not you. I'm curious about your question, about what you're about to say.
No, somebody was asking me, Emeleda, Love, that's her name? Love.
Yeah.
She wanted to contact you. Were you able to contact?
Yes, yes, I did speak to her about her building.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. So now go on.
Okay. All right. So, like I said last week, we'll be doing the pillars for our building. Once again, we are doing a 3-bedroom apartment. It's just a one story. It's covering a floor area of 2,800 square feet. So it's 3 bedrooms, all having a toilet and bathroom, a kitchen, a hall. The kitchen has a storage area, and then a utility area, and then 2-car garage. I stated why I would advise you do your pillars first before you do your block work. I know in Ghana most people do the block work before they do their pillars. The reason is that our masons, when they do the block work, they don't align the blocks well properly at the places where the pillars will be. So you realize that after you do the pillars, they will not be straight. If you observe most pillars done after the block work is done, about 80% of the pillars will not be straight when you remove the wood, when it has fully cured. So for me, I advise you do the pillars first. That's one reason. The second reason is that in every building, there's a reason why we call them pillars. The reason why we say the pillar of the family, pillar of the world. Pillar means holding everything together. So the block work is done after the pillar is done.
Kwabena is frozen, guys. Hold on. He will come back. Okay, so last week he was talking about building one story build a house.
Hello.
Yeah, he's back. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. So I'm saying, um, if the purpose of a pillar in everything is to hold everything around it, then which means the pillar should come first, not those who are supposed to hold the pillar should come first, right? So that's second reason why I'm saying your pillar should come first before the block work, because the pillar is supposed to hold every other thing. If you bring the pillar second, the pillar is coming to be supported by the block work. That's why sometimes you find the block work around the pillar will start giving up. Either there'll be a crack or there'll be a gap between the block work and the pillar. So I would advise you do your pillars first. The third reason is it helps the pillar get its maximum strength. It keeps the pillar in its best shape, and then you get your best performance from the pillar if you do your pillars first. So now let's go on to how we start. The materials you need for your pillars. First, you need sand. Okay, in Ghana, We usually buy one smooth and then one rough sand. Um, in this scenario, with this three-bedroom house, we are doing 25 pillars, and the height we are taking Madam's advice, very high ceiling. We are doing 13 feet high ceiling. To get a 13 feet high ceiling, your pillar will end up being about 15 feet high. But initially, you have to do it 13 feet. When you are doing the flooring or the second floor slab, the slab will come along with the rest of the 2 feet when you cast the concrete on the top. But for now, for the ground floor, and then for those who will not floor the top, they will just do the roofing. You just do your 13 feet high pillars. If you are even going to continue with another floor, you do the 13 feet first, and then when you are doing the next floor, the slab will come along with the rest of the 2 feet to get your 15 feet high ceiling. With this type of pillar, once again, it's 13 feet high. The thickness of the pillar should be exactly the same as the thickness of your block work that will come later. So if you are using 5-inch block, that means your pillar should be 5-inch thick. If you are using 6-inch blocks, your pillar should be 6-inch thick. So you should tell your carpenter, or your carpenter should know that this is the size of blocks we are going to use. Usually, because we do the block work first, they don't need to know the size. They just come, and then since the blocks are already there, they fix they fix the wood alongside the blocks, and then you just pour in the concrete. But in this case, you are doing the pillars first, so you need to know the size of blocks that will come later. So depending on what size you want to use, 6-inch block or 5-inch block, you choose the thickness of your pillar.
Okay, Kwabena, can you please, um, you know, if somebody is joining us for the first time and they don't know, they haven't watched the previous video, can you say something a little bit about that before you continue? You come back to where you are now. And guys, please hit the like button so that people will know that we are live. Hit the like, click the like so that people will, it will signal that we are live.
Mm.
People will come and join us. Okay, so give us a little bit something about our last video, just something little.
Okay, so our last videos has been covering a three-bedroom apartment, single story. It has three bedrooms, all en suite, meaning all the three bedrooms have their own toilet and bathroom.
Mhm,
There's a kitchen with a storeroom and then the pantry area. There is a large hall, and then there is a two-car garage for this
mhm,
building.
mhm. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the type of building we are using as our template, as an example to guide
Mhm,
everybody. Yes. As I go along, I'll include other buildings that are 2 stories. I would add comments that goes to those who are building 2-story buildings. But basically, we are dealing with a 1-story building, which is a three-bedroom house.
okay.
Okay.
That's good.
So I was talking about the pillars. So now, once again, for our basic learning sake, I'm going to spare everybody about the mixing ratio. All I'll say is I'm going to give a standard mixing ratio for this type of concrete pillar. It should be 1 bag of cement, and if I'm saying 1 bag of cement, be it the 32.5 or the 43.5, any of them, if you choose to use any of them, is fine. You're going to get different results, but they're not going to be so much different if you use this ratio. It's 1 bag of cement, 1 truck of sand, and then if I say truck, I mean one wheelbarrow, sorry, one wheelbarrow of sand, and then one wheelbarrow of stones. Someone might might ask, I have seen this, it works also. You can choose to add the quarry dust. You know the quarry dust they used to do the blocks. You can also use that quarry dust to do your concrete work. It really works fine. The only thing is, in this ratio, the quarry dust is going to serve as sand. So you take half wheelbarrow of the sand and half wheelbarrow of the quarry dust, then one bag of cement, and then one truck of the stones. But okay, so this is be our mixed ratio. I know someone might also go and read somewhere and they'll realize that the ratio I'm giving is going to give you a very high strength pillar. The ratio I'm giving is even for industrial pillars, but it doesn't cost much. With our pillar, which is 13 feet high, be it 5-inch thickness or 6-inch thickness, for each pillar, you're going to need just 2 bags of cement for each pillar. You need 2 bags of cement. So for 23 pillars, you need 46 bags of cement. And now, if you multiply by either 38 Ghana cedis cement or 39 Ghana cedis cement, you're about 1,794 Ghana cedis. This is how much cement you need for 23 pillars. For these type of pillars I'm describing that you should use. And you're going to get the best results after the pillar is cured. The size of iron rods we are using is 16 mm. 16 mm iron rods. Please, you are not going to need more than one size of iron rods. You only need either 12 mm, 4 pieces each pillar, or 16 mm, 4 pieces each pillar. I'm saying 4 pieces because we are doing a 3-bedroom house. If you are going to do a 2-story, you will need 16 mm standard. Don't go below 16 mm, 6 pieces each for each pillar. Please, our advice, don't go below. It doesn't cost much to buy, and with our 23 pillars, you don't need more than 1 ton of 16 mm or even 1 ton of 12 mm. And once again, 3 days ago, I asked for the prices of 16 mm and 12 mm. The prices are still the same. They are around 3,500 Ghana cedis per ton.
Per ton. And how many in a
Yes.
ton?
For 16 mm, it's around 70 pieces. And then for the 12 mm, it's around 125 pieces.
Wow.
Yes. And let's use the 16 mm as our basics. The iron rods we saw here, they cut the length from when you go by, they are 30 feet long. And we want a 13 feet high pillar. So you just cut it into two. You get 15 feet from each iron rod that you buy. So if you buy one iron rod, you cut into two. In our pillar, if you decide to use even 6 pieces of iron rods in one pillar, so you are going to need 3 iron rods. You cut each into two. You get 6 pieces. Okay. So you realize that 23 pillars, you are going to put 3 iron rods in it.
In it. Yeah.
And in the end, you are going to buy 69 pieces of iron rods, which is around the 70 pieces, 1 ton. And even with this um, calculation I'm doing, this is even for those who will do another story on top. If you are going to do just a single story, you can choose to use 12 mm, 4 pieces each pillar, or 16 mm, 4 pieces each pillar. So you see, for one story, you are going to even use less iron rods, less
Iron
of our
rod.
food.
So
Yes.
that means you don't even, do you need to buy all the ton or you can buy just the pieces?
That's why I'm giving the calculation in terms of pieces at the same time ton.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So I'm
Okay.
saying for each pillar, you're going to cut the iron rod into two. If you choose to do 4 iron rods in each pillar, you're going to need two iron rods. So because you're going to cut each iron rod into two.
Two. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So whichever way you want to go, you just calculate, you know how many pieces. Then you relate it to whether it is a ton, sometimes maybe to be a ton and a half, or maybe half ton. So like I said, in this setup, you either use a 12 mm or a 16 mm. You're not going to combine 12 and 16 mm.
Okay. So somebody, Lawrence is asking, any dining room?
Yes, the hall, that's what I said, it's a very large hall.
Oh, okay.
The hall will accommodate a dining area.
Dining room area.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, the hall will accommodate a dining area. Okay, so we've spoken about how many iron rods you are going to use and the size of iron rods. Please, I want us to remember also, you know, whenever you see iron rods, they use another iron rod, a very smaller one, to make rings around it.
Make
Those size they use, if you see every iron rod pillar, you realize that the main ones are standing vertically, and there's another one, very small one, they use around it. Yes,
yeah.
that is a ring. Okay, the size of that iron rod is 3/8 inches. Let me give it in millimeters, which is 9.5 mm. Let's say 10 mm, averagely 10 mm. So if you see in your estimate that someone has written 3/8 inch iron rod, he means 10 mm iron rod. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that those ones, they don't, all they do is they just hold the iron rods, the main ones, together so that they stay in shape. They stay in a square shape so that they fit into the whole setup. They don't do any work. They just help the iron rod to be in shape.
Okay. I don't know if I miss it, but the one level house that you're talking about, how many pillars they should put? Like every, how many pillars?
Okay, okay. It's like this. When you're in your room, averagely a room is between, let's say, averagely 14 feet by 14 feet, an average size room. So in a 14 feet by 14 feet room, you should have four pillars in each corner.
Yep. Got it.
You should have four pillars. So that is how it works. Um, it might be different for other people depending on, because there are some rooms, they are round in a certain corner, or they are in a different shape. But I'm talking about, if it is a perfectly square shape or
Question.
rectangular shape, you should have four pillars in each room. So let's do the mathematics for our setup. It's three bedrooms, so four pillars each, which is 12 pillars. Then plus the pillars for the kitchen, and then um because you are going to make a storeroom and a pantry alongside the kitchen, you are going to have two extra pillars there to hold that space. Then your hall, because your hall is big, it's going to be bigger than a normal standard room. You are going to get six pillars there. So you realize you have about 23, 24
Oh,
pillars.
yeah, pillars. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These pillars does not include the design pillars in front of the building. You
Uh-huh.
know, most of us, we do a portico in front of the building. I'm not talking about that. That one is just a design pillar which is always in front of the building. That is an extra pillar. I am talking about the pillars that come into the building.
The pillars that hold the whole building together.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So that's our mixed ratio. I've given the, I've spoken about the cement, the sand, the stones. I've even said it's possible to include quarry dust. I've given the ratio if you want to use quarry dust. And then we've spoken about the iron rods. Okay. So now, when everything is done, what you have to do is, I always advise also, don't allow the men to mix the concrete manually. They have to use the concrete mixing machine.
Machine.
Yes. For concrete, don't allow. They will tell you, oh, it doesn't matter. Please don't allow them to mix it manually. Always go for the concrete mixing machine. I went around for the past week between Kastua, Amasaman, through to Dodowa, Oyibi, and Tema. The concrete mixing machines averagely they cost between 350 and 500 Ghana cedis
Mm-hmm.
a day. That's if you want to rent it a day, 350 to 500 Ghana cedis a day. And with these pillars, you can do all 24, 25 pillars in a day, unless probably the workers delay you, don't start early and then they don't finish early. But if they start early, by 8 a.m. they start, by 5 p.m. they should finish. Okay, so I advise please use a concrete mixing machine.
Guys, you gotta listen to this very well, because if you pay attention or go back and watch this video again, he is giving you guys this thing free, building a house. Because sometimes if you have no idea how to build a house, this is good. I'm not continue. I just want to throw it in.
All right, okay. Now, when we have our materials, we have our machine to mix. Now comes the water. There's also a formula for how much water you should add. I'll save everybody the headache. In Ghana, we usually mix till it can flow. They call it you mix till it can flow, so that when you pour, it can flow well into the corners, especially where the iron rods are tied together. So they mix it till they can flow. For the how do you call it pillars, because they are standing vertically, usually if you use too much water, you realize that when you pour, the extra water will just be draining out of it immediately. Yeah, there's a formula. if if you do a little research, you realize that even when you add too much water, it reduces the strength of your concrete. But
Oh.
yes, if you add too much water, it reduces the strength. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
reduce it so much, especially with this ratio I have given. If this ratio that I've given, you are going to get a very high grade concrete. If you add too much water, yes, it will reduce the strength, but it will not reduce it more than 75%.
Okay.
Averagely, it will reduce the strength about 10% if you add too much water.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's that for doing our pillars for today. Once again, when you finish every concrete work, you wait 3 weeks, 21 days, 25
21
days.
days.
Yeah, 21 days. You wait, let it cure. Let me give a little advice to those who might not be able to do all pillars at the same time. Probably you can't afford to buy all the wood, because you should know, because you are doing the pillars first, you are going to spend money to buy more wood compared to if you do the block work first and
Mm-hmm.
then you do the pillars. Yes, you are going to buy more wood. Please don't worry. The wood you are going to use for the pillars, you are going to need the wood for something else.
Mm-hmm.
So don't say, oh, I'm going to buy a lot of wood, so I'm not interested in this setup. It's going to help you. You're not going to lose the wood afterwards. You're still going to use the wood for something else. If you cannot buy all the wood, probably you can buy wood. Yeah, let's do some calculation too for the wood. Since it's 13 feet, normally the wood they sell is 15 feet long wood. I'm talking about wire board. With pillars, you need wire board because it is 1 feet by 13 feet. That means, the weight of the wire board is 1 foot by 15 feet. Sorry. So for a pillar, without the block work, you will need 4 pieces of wire board. 4 pieces. So 4 times you are doing 24 pillars. That's 96. It's a lot. I think let me check the price of wire board. I think it's 50 cities
For one.
for one. Averagely 50 cities. So you realize you're buying wire board 4,800 Ghana cities if you want to do all at the same time. If you can't afford to buy this much wood, please you can buy half. Just buy half. Do 24. Half of it is 12 pillars. Do 12 pillars. After you finish 12 pillars, you wait after 3 to 4 days. You can remove the wood, go do the other 12 pillars.
Yep.
So I'm saying this for those who cannot afford to buy this much wood. Buy half, about 2,400. And please, you're not just going to buy a wall board. You also buy 2 by 4. When they do the fits, the small wood they use to put the whole wood together, we call it 2 by 4. So probably you buy about half the same quantity you buy for the wall board. So you end up buying a lot of wood. Probably you buy wood for about 7,000 Ghana cedis. So if you can't afford to buy all that much wood, please just buy half. If you can't even afford half, you can buy quarter. You can just buy wood to do. But the thing is, if you are reducing uh, the number of pellets you do a day, that means you're going to rent your concrete machine for more days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So consider how many days you're going to rent the concrete machine, and then if you use that same money to buy wood, which will be
Yeah.
better.
That's quick. Yep. Yep.
So you need to consider that as well. Yeah, so I think I've spoken about everything covering pillars. Yes, I'm done.
Okay. And so, does anybody have a question for Kwabena? Because we try to not make this video too long. This is a very deep information, Kwabena. Thank you. That was good.
Yes.
That was really good. Yeah. Anybody have a question? Watching, you have a question? Okay, so we're gonna do an hour. So an hour, wherever you are, we're gonna stop. So can you continue?
Mm,
See where we can get to an hour. Got a
okay.
word later on.
Okay. Um. Okay. Let me see if I can say a little bit about the block work after we finish. So after 21 days, if your concrete is now ready to continue, now you decide. We decided what size of block work we needed, and that's why we chose the thickness of concrete. So if you choose 5 inch, 6 inches, let's talk about blocks. In Ghana, we have, let's say, two different types, and then let's say two different sizes. The types, I mean, the hollow blocks and then the
Oh,
solid
somebody
blocks.
said, oh, hold on. Somebody said they
Okay,
already posted a question.
question.
It's up here. Lawrence.
Okay, Lawrence. Okay, Lawrence. Um, the difference is if you don't use the concrete mixing machine, you won't be able to mix the concrete properly. You are mixing a lot of materials: sand, stones, water, and cement. You are mixing materials together. If you don't use the machine, the mixing will not be properly done. And you realize that, yes, I forgot one thing. There's one more equipment we left out. We call it the vibrator or the compactor. It's an equipment. It's more like a rod. It vibrates. When you're doing your concrete, after pouring, you need to put the vibrator. It's a long rod. You need to just fix it into the concrete. When you switch it on, it's going to vibrate. That is, it's going to shake the mortar or the concrete up. It's going to shake it so that it will be able to settle uniformly. You realize that sometimes after pouring concrete, when you remove the wood, you can see the stones are exposed. You can even see the stones. You can see some holes in the concrete. The reason is they don't do the compacting well. You don't use a concrete vibrator or a compactor. If you use that equipment, it helps the concrete to uniformly settle within the structure. So I forgot to say that you need to also rent a concrete compactor or a vibrator. It doesn't cost much. The last time I asked, one renting one a day is 100 Ghana cedis. It's a small equipment. Normally, those who rent the concrete mixture also have this vibrator. So you
Okay.
ask them, okay, I'm renting a concrete mixture. I also need a vibrator. They'll tell you how much. You even get a discount if you're renting both from the same person. Yes. And then also, I've remembered one more thing. Um, since this is a first floor or the ground floor pillar, this information is also useful if you are doing concrete from your foundation level up to your first floor or ground floor level. There's an additive or a chemical or a powder we call it's a concrete, it's a water cement. Let me say it's water cement. Let me just simple put. It's called water cement. It's a powder, it's a small powder about a liter, a liter volume of powder. You can add it to your concrete mix. One sachet, 1 liter sachet is enough for 1 bag of cement. What it does is it seals a lot of pores in your concrete. It makes your concrete very compact. When you use that additive or that chemical in your mix, when it dries up, when you come the next time, you realize it looks like you've mixed plastic into your cement. The surface of your concrete looks very smooth, shiny, and even slippery sometimes.
Wow.
That's what that additive does. It's called, I don't know whether for copyright it, I'm supposed to mention the manufacturer's name,
Ah,
but I will not mention the manufacturer's name, but it is called water cement.
you mix
You
it with
might
your
concrete mix, yes,
concrete mixture.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay.
You
So
can some
Lauren,
you can sometimes find it in form of powder or liquid, whichever one that you find, they all work fine. Lawrence, yes, Lawrence, you need a vibrator. You need to rent a vibrator alongside the concrete mixing machine. When they pour the concrete, you need to use a vibrator. You put it in. You don't need to finish pouring the whole concrete in one pillar. When you pour, let's say halfway through, you put in the vibrator, you switch it on. What it does is what every vibrator does. It vibrates, it shakes up the whole mix, and then it settles it very well. It makes That's why when you see the industries when they are constructing the road or high rise buildings, their concrete is so smooth and so fine on the surface. That's what they use.
wow.
Yeah, that's what they use. The vibrator, it helps the concrete settle. Everything is distributed evenly. And then when it dries up, everything from the bottom to the top looks the same. If you want to get a very smooth pillar, what you can do is you can line the wood. You realize that every time you form either the concrete slab or the pillars, after you remove the wood, the surface takes the shape of the wood that was attached. Yes.
Uh-huh.
If you want it smoother, you can just polish the wood that you use. If you polish your wood and your wood, the surface is very smooth. Your concrete will also be
Wow.
very smooth. Yes.
Awesome. You know, listen to this lady. What she just said, she said this is a useful, it's like going to university.
Uh,
It's
yes,
awesome.
Krista. Yes. I can't mention the manufacturer's name. So yes, what you're saying is true. Waterproofing, the powder that I mentioned is right. That's what you can use. So, Lawrence, yes, the price as at now that I know is 10 Ghana cedis per sachet. 10 Ghana cedis for one sachet. And one sachet is enough for 1 bag of cement. Even it is written on it. When you buy, you just read. They'll tell you
Oh, tells you.
what you yeah, how many bags of cement it is recommended for. The manufacturer tells you on the sachet. Yes.
Okay. Any question? Okay, and
Um,
Lawrence wants you to, if it's possible, to put all the materials. I will see if I'll you send it to me
yeah.
through email and I'll post it.
Yes. Yes. I'll try and post it in the comment after this,
Comment section, yeah.
like
And
we
if
finish
you
the discussion.
want more details too, you can call him. Can you drop your email address? You can email him, drop your email
Like
address.
this, my email address.
Yeah. If you have any question, he will answer you. But if you want to send him, that's different.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes. So that's about that about concrete.
I, I
Um.
I feel very, very tired today. So if we can end, I'm really.
It's almost time. Yes, about 20 minutes more. So you end soon. Yeah. After, let me also touch on this. Someone will say, "How do I know my concrete is the best or is in good condition after it has cured after 21 days?" You can do a simple test. When you go, you see the concrete, they've removed all the wood. What you do is just take a nail. Just take a nail. You can easily find nails on your side because you bought a lot of nails to do the woodwork. Just take one piece of nail, go scratch it on the concrete. If the nail easily goes through the concrete, then I'm sorry, your concrete is poor. The nail should make a light scratch, a mark, like the way when you use chalk on a board or chalk on any surface, you realize the chalk just makes a mark. You can just write on it. But if you are scratching on your concrete with a nail and you realize the concrete is peeling off so easily that you think you are peeling off sand, then I'm sorry, your concrete has not been done properly. So that's a simple way of testing if your concrete has been done properly. Another way of testing if your concrete has been done properly, this is just basic layman's test. Water should not be able to wet your concrete after it has fully cured. When you pour water on your concrete, it should stay there as long as, unless it doesn't shine. If it shines, it will evaporate or it will dry up. Water should dry up on concrete. Water should not wet your concrete so much. Like what the way water wets blocks. Your blockwork is fine if it gets wet when you pour water on it. Your concrete, when you pour water on it, it will only get wet on the surface, not the entire concrete. Not it shouldn't. Let me put this way: it shouldn't get soaked with water. Let me use the word soaked. Your concrete should never be soaked after it is fully cured. You shouldn't soak water again. Um, Lawrence, no, it's not true. People are still renting out the casing. You mean the form? They have these metal structures. Even when you go to Madame's video, you can see it. Her design pillars in front of the house. That's what they use to do the design pillars. It is not wood, it's metal. You get them in a round shape or a square shape.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can rent it. They come do the concrete for you, and then when they finish, they take it back. So
Yeah.
please, it's not true. They still rent it out if you need one to rent.
And I don't even think it's expensive if you want to buy it. Also.
I haven't asked for the price.
Yeah.
I haven't asked this. But to answer Lauren's question, yes, they still rent it out if you need one to rent to do your place. Mm.
Okay.
All right. So someone is asking about already made blocks. Once again, you can buy already made blocks. Now, the new crave in town is the query dash blocks. That's what everybody is craving for. It is a good thing. You can go buy it, whether 5 inches hollow, 6 inch hollow, or 5 inch solid, 6 inch solid. The query dash blocks is the crave in town. Is the best you find on the market, and it's not that expensive.
Okay. I have a question. So, if you want to build a wall around your house, is it okay to use regular blocks or you have to use corridor?
The thing is, in Ghana, we treat our fence wall like it's a fence, but you don't have to treat your fence wall like it is a fence. It is protecting you from the outside. it should be as strong
as your
each
house.
as your house. So use the same blocks you use for your building for your fence wall. The same way you do the pillars and concrete for your building, use the same method for your fence wall.
Okay.
The way you dig deep when you're doing your foundation, dig deep for your fence wall. Don't dig shallow and do your fence wall thinking, oh, it's a fence wall. I'm sorry. If you do it shallow, you do it anyhow, it will also treat you anyhow.
Got it. So you remember we used to use cement and sand to make blocks. So that blocks is not good for walls.
You said, please come
Remember,
again with your question.
before the corridors and all that, we used to use just cement and sand to build. So can you use the same cement and sand blocks to build
Yes,
a wall?
yes, yes, you can use the same cement and sand to build. The thing is that people have manufactured their own mixing ratio for blocks. Um, Let me also give a simple way of testing. If you want to know if your block you are buying is in good shape, go to the factory wherever you want to buy, pay for just one piece of block. Tell them, I just want to buy one. I want to test it. Pay for it. 3 cedis, 2 cedis, 50 pesos. Take it up to your shoulder level. That is, if I don't think the ladies can carry, but if you're a lady, you can carry the block, carry it, take it to your shoulder level. If you can't carry, let someone carry it to their shoulder level and let it go, let it fall down,
Drop it.
drop it. If it drops and breaks into pieces, I'm sorry, don't buy it. If it drops and it breaks into two, fine. Maybe 3/4, 1/4. Basically, you yourself, you can tell. The way it breaks will tell you, no, this is just full of sand. There is no cement. So basic test to know your blocks is in good shape. Take it up to your chest level and
Drop
drop
it.
it. Yeah.
So what is it? If you see some houses, their blocks, it's kind of like having a hole in it and it's like it's chipping away. That means that block doesn't have enough cement, right?
Yes. If your block work is chipping away, that means whenever it rains, whenever water is acting on it, just like sand, if it's full of sand, water can easily wash sand away. That's also a sign that your blocks are not in good shape. Someone is asking about the labor for pillar construction. Um, I'll talk about labor. Labor in Ghana, we have the masons, and then we have the laborers, and then we have the helpers. Okay, the masons are the skilled workers, so they usually, it depends on the location also. From where I am in Tema, the masons are taking 100 Ghana cedis a day, averagely 100 Ghana cedis a day. The laborers, that's those who carry the sand, those who carry the stone, those who push the wheelbarrow, we call them the laborers. They are taking 80 cedis a day. And then the helpers,
Oh, he's frozen. He will be back. Okay. He'll be back. Excuse me, guys. Okay, guys. Our teacher is out of the classroom. Anybody wants to join me? Okay, guys. I think Kwabena is not coming back. I don't know what happened. He normally back by now. I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna give him like the next 5 minutes. Okay, he's back.
My link went off. Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was talking about the two types of cement in Ghana, right? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. So I was saying there are two types: the 32.5 and then the 43.5. I think they all work the same. If you use the ratio I'm advising you to use, they'll all give you the best results. In Ghana, they don't. I don't think they don't have much price difference, meaning they work the same. If they work differently, if it is true that one is really like super strong or super duper strong than the other, they should be selling it like twice the price or three times the price. But the price are the same, just that they add some chemicals that changes its properties in concrete or in other aspects. But for me, whatever cement you buy, if you use the ratio I'm advising you to use, 1:1:1 for concrete. For block work, you can use 1 bag of cement to 2 wheelbarrows of sand. It's fine. 1 bag of cement, 2 wheelbarrows of sand for block work. But for concrete, 1 bag of cement, 1 wheelbarrow sand, and 1 wheelbarrow stones. One
Awesome.
is to one is to one. Yes.
Okay. I don't see any questions on my side, but if you see any questions,
No, no, I don't.
okay. You want to wrap it up?
Yes. Let me wrap it up. Next week we talk more about the. I've just spoken about the types of blocks. Next week we talk about the block laying, how to lay the blocks, how high you should lay the blocks. I've even just spoken about this the mix ratio for block work, but we still touch on it next week. And then that will be that. Yes.
Thank you, Kwabena. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you
And
too.
yeah,
Okay.
please share this video with your friends, family members, because if you are building and you have an idea, a little idea
Mm.
about building, it makes it easy. When they say something to you, you can answer, you
Mhm.
can question them. That's why I am so happy that Kwabena is doing this for us. I learned a lot from him, and do share this video so that people can benefit from it. So thank you for watching. Thank you, Kwabena, for coming in on.
Thank you
And
too for having me. Thank you everyone.
all right, we're
If you
gonna
have
meet
any questions,
next week when
you can still yeah, okay. You can still put your questions in the comment section. I'll still come back and then
answer.
reply to your questions.
Yeah,
Yeah. Lawrence, still okay, Lawrence asked you a question. Now, what's the square footage of your house? Uh,
for me
yes, he's
or
asking
you.
you. Okay, for
My
me,
square
the example I'm using is 2,800 square feet. That is 70 by 40 feet. I don't know about Telito.
for me.
Yes, yours.
I don't
Yours,
know
I
yet.
don't know. I know. But can you tell us yours? How many bedrooms on the down floor? And then how many
Oh,
bedrooms? Yeah.
okay. So we have 3 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms downstairs, and 3 bedrooms up.
Okay, so downstairs has a kitchen, a hall, dining area, a storeroom.
Storeroom, art room, because I do hair, I do sewing, so I have a room
Okay,
for art,
garage.
garage,
Okay,
yeah, and the kitchen is big. Mhm.
as big as a standard room, or
Uh-huh.
bigger than a standard room. Okay,
Yes,
all right.
big. And we have a storage, pantry. Yeah,
Okay,
Kwabena, you have to go there so that you can
I
talk about
will.
it.
I will go there.
Yeah,
I will go have a look at it.
yeah. Oh, somebody is asking question here. Oh, I think you answered it already.
Yes,
I heard
yes,
there
I've
are,
answered it.
you did. Okay. Okay.
I've answered it. Yeah, I've answered
Yeah. Guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Okay,
it. Thank
Kwabena.
you too. Okay, all right. Bye.
Bye. I'll call you, Kwabena.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for joining us.